Welcome to all. This is L. Prabhakaran. Topic is working with XML document. In this exercise, I would like to specify restrictions for the following content. While creating an XML document, we have to keep the rules properly. Only one root tag should be there. All the elements should have opening and closing tag. Attribute can be included with values must be double quoted, and case sensitive is there. All elements, if opening tag and closing tag should be in the same case, and also the entity reference should be included. Those are the 6 rules while making an XML document. In this, a root tag with 3 child elements. First child element carries a child element which is repeated more than once. So, number of occurrences for child is more than once, and second child element does not carry any text, but it has only one child element with 2 attributes. The attributes can be added as additional feature or additional information about a particular element. The third child of root tag does not carry any content. So, based on this, we can have root tag with the 3 child elements. How can we make this? We can make, usually we create with, you can use any editor for making this XML document. Lot of online editors also available, and installed versions can also possible for making your own XML document. Better you can have Oxygen editor, and also you can go for online editors. Here I have started with XML version equal to 1.0 and encoding we have given UTF-8 and it has been closed properly. This is the pre-processing statement. It tells the parser that the following statements are related to XML. So, the 6 rules to be verified by the XML parser during transformation. So, based on our concept, we have a root tag with 3 child elements. So, first I would like to start with, this is a root tag and it should be closed properly first. Then we have 3 child element. I would like to have schools. It is not compulsory to have only capital letters or only small letters. Okay, you can have any case. I would like to close with schools. So, first child we have and second child also we have. This is second child element also closed. First I have prepared the skeleton for the document, then third child also we have. I would like to specify this is only one element has been declared as empty element, because I have explicitly stated that empty, because I have closed with force close method. If this element may or may not have any text or child elements in the future. In the sense, we can go for normal close. Otherwise, if we know that it won't be having any child elements or text, in the sense, we can go for force close. Okay, then coming to the first child element carries a child element which is repeated more than once. So please make a note of this. The first child which is having a child, I would like to have schools in which I have a school name equal to SOC. I can have this kind of symbol, and I would like to close this school element properly, and this particular element has been repeated more than once, because in this statement what I have, the first child element which carries a child element which has been repeated more than once. So number of occurrences for this sub-child, I can say this is sub-child element, this is a child of schools, the schools is a child of Shastra. Okay, so school element has been repeated with the different content. School of management, in which I would like to specify these are the elements, I mean text for the element school. Actually, the schools is the first child which carries repeated element which are school. Here the school element has been repeated more than once. What about the definition for this element? Because it will be carried out during document type definition or schema representation for this XML document. Actually, the school which is having only one attribute, which is name. School which is having a name attribute, and this is text, and this is same school element having name as an attribute and different attribute value. The purpose of repeating the same element, this is for the purpose of making a record representation, because XML can be a better tool for replacing the metadata database. Why? Because by having XML elements, we can provide a tree structure for our content. It can be represented in a well manner, so that the number of records can be included one by one. Next, second child element does not carry any text, but it has one child element with the two attributes. It does not. I have second child as library, which is having I would like to have books. In the library I have a books. Look at there, second child does not carry any text, but it has one child element with the two attributes. No text can be given for, suppose if I make it as like this, in the sense it is called text, but I don't want to have a text as per the rule of this exercise. I would like to have the books as element. book ID equal to B101 and book title. All attributes, this is one attribute with attribute value B101, it is double quoted, and second attribute I can specify the space between first attribute and second attribute. The second attribute, this is XML applications, it is a book title, I have closed it. Is there is any restrictions for the subchild book? No, because second child element does not carry any text, but it has one child element with two attributes. So that if you want, I can specify any text here, any publisher, ABC publisher, like that, and it has been closed properly, book has been closed. If you want, we can repeat the same, because in this restriction second child does not carry any text, but it has one child element with two attributes. So, if you want, we can repeat the same element more than once, or we can leave it. And third child of root tag does not carry any content. What do you mean by content? Content, the sense it means element, text. Sometimes we may have both collectively or alternatively, element followed by text or text followed by element. Anyhow, these are the only two components of an XML document. So, based on this restrictions, I have written my XML document. How it should be saved? The document should be saved with any name can be given with XML as an extension should be given for this. How to view this XML document? The XML document can be viewed through any browser, but we will not find any difference between the viewing place as well as the editing place. The same content will be displayed as it is in the browser. Actually, XML is not for display, XML is only for the purpose of storage. I have created the skeleton for storing all information the tree structured manner. It is a text based data store. I have a solution in another way. I have created Shastra as a root tag and schools as a first child, which is having school. Look at the difference, it is plural, schools slash schools, it is closed properly. And one more thing, please remember, the school element has been repeated more than once. So, while making XML schema or DTD representation for our XML document, we have to keep in mind, that is, this element, school element, should be repeated more than once. We have a provision for making this kind of representation. We will learn all this in the unit 2, which is DTD, and unit 3 we will learn schema representation. If you want to have any more restrictions, say for example, how my root tag should be, whether the root tag starting with the small s or capital S are all in uppercase, that we can restrict all this kind of facets only with the help of DTD as well as schema. The Shastra root tag has first child as we have specified here, and second child does not carry any text. So, I haven't given any text here, directly I have included resources. The resources is a child for digital library, it's the second child element of root tag. The type, and I have given books and CDs. Type is one attribute and accessibility is another attribute. As specified in this slide, the second child element does not carry any text, but it has one child element with the two attributes. Resources is one of the child which is having two attributes, and I have closed this document end with third child, which is other events. The other events may be explored in future. Say for example, the other events may or may not have any child, subchild or attributes. In the sense, all this are also possible for the other events element. So, I can keep this at present empty. This is the solution for this exercise. And coming to exercise 2, create a root element as Shastra with a child element schools. Look at there, the same document can be explored. So, I have represented two definitions for the same XML document. How effectively this exercise 1 and exercise 2 has been written indifferently. The create a root tag as Shastra with the child element schools. The schools element is the parent of elements school, parent of elements. So, here I need more than one element, so that more than one element school element. Look at there, this is the school element, it is a child of schools. Okay. So, schools element is the parent of school. So, that I have SOC, SOM, SOME, School of Computing, School of Management, School of Mechanical Engineering. These are the text of the respective school element. So, how I have created? Go through this. This is the Shastra as a root tag, which has schools, which has school, school 1, school 2, school 3. Same element has been repeated. These are the text as I have specified SOC, SOM, SOME. Where I have specified, it is SOC, SOM, SOME. These are the text of each school element. Value of the attribute category for the first school element is computing. So, what I have to create? I have to create category. Look at there, the category has been created for school element and its value, it is not a text, it is a value, because attribute, this is attribute which carries value, element school which carry text. So, understand the difference between text and value. Value in the sense, according to XML document, the value which denote value for attribute. Text in the sense, it denotes for an element content. So, category has been repeated for all school element, and campus, degree, these are two more additional attributes given only for second school element. We may ask one more question here, why can't we repeat campus, degree for first school as well as third school. In the sense, I can say the campus and degree are optional attributes. These are the two optional attributes. It is, these are not mandatory. Only two attributes are optional here, and which one is mandatory attribute? The category. And we should note one more thing, the child element school is repeated more than once. That is what I have given 1, 2, 3, 3 times. And attribute category is included for all school element because it is mandatory. So, based on this document, I have to create the category attribute as mandatory attribute. We have a keyword and we have a provision for making this kind of restrictions on XML document. So, DTD or schema are the tools used for making this kind of representations, and the campus and degree is optional attributes because these two attributes are not included for the first as well as third one. That is what I can say, these are the two optional attributes. Coming back to this, based on this content, the second school element contains the attributes category as well as campus. Here you should note one more important thing. This is exercise I have given in single quote. While making attribute, it should be double quoted. So, remember this conventions. All attribute values must be double quoted. I have given properly. So far, this is a XML document has been given for this exercise 2 as well as exercise 1. So, the same content, actually XML document has been written for exercise 1 as well as exercise 2. I can say the XML document can be created by our own efforts, so that everyone will be having different kind of XML document. It may be element oriented or attribute based or combinations of both. So, it is not necessary to have all XML document should be same. Suppose I want to have those who are going to create XML document, the document should have same structure, the root tag should be all in capital letters, and it should have restricted number of child elements. If there is any occurrences, repetitions of element, that is also restricted. Number of attributes also restricted. In the sense, I should go for document type definition or schema. These are the two validations. That is all about this. Today we learnt how to create an XML document, how to view the XML document based on the given restrictions. Thank you.